Okay, it is the midweek edition of Sport Highlight on Rapid Television. I am Ijoma Victor. And we'll begin this morning in Kenya, where the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the person of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has approved Nigeria's proposed hosting of the 48th Ordinary General Assembly of the Confederation of African Football, as well as this year's CAF Awards Ceremony. Now, the 48th CAF Ordinary General Assembly will take place in October this year. Now, the President announced these at the ongoing African Forward Summit ongoing in Nairobi, Kenya, following the meeting with CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe with Nigeria's Foreign Affairs Minister, Mrs. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu. President of Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Musa Gusau, MON, Special Advisor to the CAF President, Amaju Melvin Pinnick, OFR, and CAF Acting General Secretary, Samson Adamu, in attendance. Now, the CAF Ordinary General Assembly brings together leading figures in African football, including a president of CAF's 54 Members Association representatives from the 6 zonal union and 6 football officials from across the continent. Now, the CAF Awards is an annual showpiece event that celebrates the best performance in African football in an atmosphere of glitz, glamour, and sheer panache. Now, let's take that interview of the CAF President, Dr. Patrice Motsepe.
It's one of the best things we can do for African football, of course for Nigerian football. Because if Nigerian football succeeds and grows, all of us grows and succeeds and grows. It's our investment. So we are planning, Mr. President, to have the annual meeting of the 54 nations in Nigeria. Now they say we must go to Abuja because yes. They say we must go to Abuja because you are in Abuja, and I apologize, I wanted Lagos, but I have to follow instructions. They say go to Abuja because our head of state has to be there and he has to speak. The second thing is,
now if you want it in Lagos, it can happen.
When you hear non-Nigerians decided to pick Lagos and say they don't want Abuja, then we'll just leave it that way. Well, let's see how it pans out. And also, the president of the Nigerian Football Federation also spoke, and he said it's going to be a good one for Nigeria. Now, 4 Nigerians that are involved in football were in attendance. Amaju Melvin Pinnick, former NFF president, and also a special advisor to Patrice Motsepe was there. Also, NFF president, talking about the president in the person of Gusau was also there, and the acting general secretary Adamu also there, where no Nigerian has taken that position since the inception of CAF over 70 years ago. So it's a big congratulations to and them, and let's see how it pans out for football, not only in Nigeria, across the globe, and Nigeria taking its rightful place hosting major tournaments in Africa. I will head straight to Ghana and talking about athletics. Nigerian sprinter Favour Ashe has qualified for the men's 100 meters semifinals after successfully overturning an earlier disqualification for a false start. Now, Ashe was initially disqualified during the heat, but Team Nigeria lodged an appeal, which was later upheld, giving the Nigerian athlete another opportunity to compete. Now, running alone in a rerun approved by officials, Ashe clocked a time of 10.55 seconds to place 24th overall and secure qualifications for today's semi-final. Now, the result ensured Nigeria's retained representations in the men's 100 meters event despite the earlier setback. I will move straight to tennis, where Nigeria's top-ranked female tennis player, Khadijat Mohammed, has secured a move to the United States after joining Texas A&M University, Kingsville, to continue both her academic pursuits and tennis career. Now, the talented Nigerian star will represent the university in the American collegiate tennis system, further strengthening the growing presence of Nigerian athletes competing in college tennis across the United States. Now, Mohammed's move is expected to provide her with a platform to further develop the game while combining education with competitive tennis in one of the world's most structured college sports environment. Now, her transition also highlights the increasing pathway for Nigerian tennis players seeking greater exposure, development, and opportunities and international experience through the American college sports system. Well, let's see how it goes for her. Now, still with tennis, let's tell you that world number one, Jannik Sinner, equaled Novak Djokovic's all-time record of consecutive wins at Masters 1000 level with a straight-set victory over compatriot Andrea Pellegrini at the Italian Open. Now, the Italian first seed won his last 16 tie, 6-2, 6-3, joint level with Djokovic's record of 31 back-to-back wins. The 24-year-old is also bidding to join Djokovic in becoming the only second player on the ATP Tour to win all 9 Masters 1000 tournaments, and his path to doing so become easier after second seed Alexander Zverev was knocked out by Luciano Darderi. Zverev, who lost to Sinner in the final of the Madrid Open this month, won a comfortable first set 6-1 against Italian Darderi. Now, he failed to convert 4 match points in a lengthy second set, losing on tie break 7-6, that's 12-10, and was then crushed 6-0 in the third to exit to 18th seed. Now, Sinner made lighter work of his encounter, raising into a 4-0 lead in the first set that he ultimately won 6-2, then breaking 4-3 in the second and winning the next 2 games for victory. Away from tennis, we head straight to football. Lionel Messi remains the highest paid player in Major League Soccer with an annual base salary of $25 million, 18.5 million euros in equivalent. That's talking about pounds in equivalent. Now, more than double that of the North American League's next highest earner figure. This figure was released external by the MLS Players Association, reflects the contract extension that Messi, who turns 39 next month, signed with Inter Miami in October. Now, the Argentina forward base salary was doubled, while overall the deal is worth $28.3 million, equivalent to 29.9 pounds in guaranteed compensation. Now, LAFC's Son Heung-min is the second highest earner on the base of $10.4 million. That's 7.7 million pounds in equivalent, with $11.29 million guaranteed. Now, the former Tottenham Hotspur, 33 years of age, earns slightly more than Inter Miami's Rodrigo De Paul and San Diego FC's Javi Lozano. Now, the salaries do not include income from endorsement deals or Messi's option to acquire a stake in Inter Miami, co-owner by David Beckham. Now, Messi joined the Florida franchise in 2023 and has scored 59 goals in 64 regular seasons MLS games, helping Miami win the MLS Cup in 2025. He led the league with 29 goals last season and has been most valuable player in each of the 2 full MLS seasons he has played so far in 2004 and 2005. So let's see how it goes for Messi. 39 years of age. Let's see when he will definitely hang his boot. It is Match Day Live. Yes, looking at the outstanding game for Manchester City and Crystal Palace. Now, City boss Pep Guardiola has revealed he has never fully trusted referees and match officials since he arrived in England. Now, Guardiola also described VAR as a flip of a coin. He was speaking to reporters ahead of tonight's clash in the Premier League game against Crystal Palace. Now, City have to beat Crystal Palace to keep up pressure on Arsenal in the title race. Guardiola has now warned his players they cannot blame referees if they do not achieve their goals this season. Let's take that interview of Pep Guardiola.
Good afternoon, Pep. Hope you're well. Crystal Palace next. Good team. What are the dangers? What are the challenges your team will face tomorrow evening?
Always has been, well, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So always had been a tough games since Patrick Vieira or Roy Hodgson especially, and now Oliver. They have a final, European final, so maybe struggling a little bit in the Premier League with a lot of changes. Manager is leaving, announced for a long time ago, and maybe they were not consistent, but the quality is there, the pattern is there, and yeah, next one.
You mentioned Oliver. Just sum up his contribution to that football club and what he's brought to the Premier League, because it's been brilliant, hasn't it?
Well, in Germany, make an incredible job, and experienced manager, and no doubts. So, top team with had in the past with Olise, Mateta, with Eze, Wharton, with Mark. So, Munoz, clear patterns, really, really good, tough to beat, and always have been. But still, we are there.
In terms of pressure, where is the pressure now with results, how they've gone? Is it up here? Is it down there? Is there no pressure on you guys? Is it just a case of doing what you need to do?
The same one, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days ago, 1 week, 2 weeks, same one.
Hi, Pep. West Ham manager Nuno said on Sunday the rules have changed regarding what goes on in the box, and says everyone feels confused. Are you clear on what rules are in the box at the moment?
He's not the right person to ask to me. What he said in the past, so it's a question for the, I would say, for the referees, for what they decide, not me.
It seems like VAR's taken the genuine emotion away from the game, where fans are having to wait for the celebrations, a goal might be taken away. How does football get that authenticity back? VAR
is not installed the last weekend, so it's already for many years here. We adapt, we know it, and everybody knows it.
Okay, that's Pep Guardiola ahead of tonight's game. Now, one man who has taken Crystal Palace to the final of one of Europe's competition, Oliver Glasner, also spoke to journalists ahead of tonight's game. Now, it's going to be a must-win for City, and also looking at Glasner. So let's take that interview of Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner.
Great feeling, great mood here, and yeah, we're enjoying the final weeks of the season. We're in a good shape. Most of the squad, most of the players are available, feeling well, and now we're looking forward to 4 great games we have to play.
So relegation is now mathematically not a possibility. So that's one thing ticked off, I guess.
Of course, we have now 44 points, and it must be. I don't know if there has been a team that got relegated with 44 points. If this ever happened, I don't know, to be honest. So yes, but now it's also mathematically done, and that means, let's say, always the foundation that is always staying in the league. Is done, but nothing changes, to be honest, because we always still, when we have the final weeks, but we still want to improve our game. We want to do better. We want to show the best football we can play, because this is, I think, again, just to repeat myself, this is the standard we created here at the training ground, that we are not just playing for results. We are playing to improve, we are playing to raise our standards, we are playing to see the best of every player, and to see the best of a Crystal Palace team, and that is, I think that's more important than just the points.
Obviously, though, in a couple of weeks' time, a season-defining game, a big game for you. How, for you personally, and for the players, what portion of the brain is on that?
how much can you allow to think ahead to that big game?
Of course, to be honest, we started now watching Vallecano, so I will also go to Valencia and see them live on Thursday. But in the daily work, zero, to be honest. So it was total focus was on our team, like always. Is recovery will be our 57th game, and just now having a quick turnaround because it's the third game within 6 days, and of course preparing for City, showing the players today how they play. Such attacking football, it's incredible. But on the other side, also showing them where we can find our chances to score against them. We had a very tough defeat at home when we lost 3-0. I think we were much better than the result showed, and now we want to do better. We want to be more efficient. We believe in us that we can create a couple of chances, but of course but the big challenge is to control their attack with Doku, who is in an incredible shape right now, not just with his dribblings, also scoring and getting assists. Of course, Haaland, we don't need to talk about him. Semenyo, Jerky, Phil Foden, so many attacking players. Omar Mamouche, I know him from Wolfsburg, and this is what we have to control first, but then we really believe that we will find our spaces to score.
Okay, it's a must-win for City if they will keep the pressure on Arsenal. It's a must-win for Crystal Palace if they want to avoid relegation. And it's a must-win for both teams. So let's see how we pan out with other game later tonight. Meanwhile, it is Match Day Live. Yes, but before we go straight into the NBA, it is Match Day Live. The African Cup of Nations Under-17 begins today without the Golden Eaglet of Nigeria. Yes, actions will go down precisely at about 2 p.m., where Egypt will take on Ethiopia, Ivory Coast will be up against Cameroon, Uganda will take on DR Congo, and Morocco will be up against Tunisia. Let's talk about match day 1 of the African Cup of Nations for the Under-17 without the Golden Eaglet of Nigeria. Let's also tell you that games will also go down in the Spanish La Liga. Some went down also yesterday. But catch up with me precisely about 5 p.m. where we review all these games from yesterday and look at the African Cup of Nations later this evening, 5 p.m. Don't miss that one. So we head straight to the NBA where Victor Wembanyama starred as the San Antonio Spurs moved to within one win of the Western Conference final against the Oklahoma City Thunder by taking a 3-2 lead against Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, Wembanyama scored 27 points, including 18 in the first quarter, to lead the Spurs to a 126-97 victory in Game 5 of the best of 7 series. Now, his display came after the 22-year-old was ejected for the first time in his NBA career in the previous game for elbowing an opponent, although he did not receive a suspension. Now, victory in Game 6 for the Spurs in Minneapolis on Friday will set up a showdown with the Thunder, the reigning NBA champions, who completed a 4-0 sweep of the Los Angeles Lakers. On whether he was anxious about the return for the 5 game, Wembanyama said, very, very much. I mean, I was fresh, feeling good, but honestly, it's hard to tell if it was just getting fired up. Now, the Spurs allowed an 18-point second quarter lead to slip as Minnesota leveled the game at 61-61 4 minutes into the third quarter. But San Antonio rallied again, scoring 30 of the next 42 points to take a 91-73 lead into the final quarter and extended the advantage even further. And still with the NBA, on a sad note, let's tell you that Memphis Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark has died at the age of 29. The NBA team has confirmed. Now, the Canada-born player was a first-round draft pick in 2019 and had played only 2 games this season because of injuries. Now, the Grizzlies said they are heartbroken by the loss. Now, a cause of death has not yet been revealed. Now, Clark played 309 NBA games, including 50 starts, and scored an average of 10.2 points per game. Now, he was arrested in Arkansas last month on charges of, that includes speeding and possession of a controlled substance. Clark was born in Vancouver and was a dual citizen of Canada and the USA, having moved with his family to Phoenix when he was 3. After playing college basketball at St. John's State and then Gonzaga, he was drafted by the Oklahoma City Thunders and traded to the Graslings soon after. His only 2 games this season was in December, although he traveled to the UK in January for the Graslings win over Orlando Magic in London. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said in a statement, as one of the longest tenured members of the Grizzlies, Brandon was a beloved teammate and leader who played the game with enormous passion and grit. May his soul rest in peace. And this is where we draw the curtains on Sport Highlight this beautiful Wednesday morning. Do have yourself a beautiful day ahead. Good morning.